Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few quick sews. So about 2 to 3 hour quick sews, patterns that you can actually use for the hashtag Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. So if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is T. This is my YouTube channel, Crumpus Tea and Sewing. And I host a challenge called the hashtag Sew Maxi for Mother's Day for Mother's Day. And this is the 4th year, and I host it with the beautiful Crystal, and her handle is Crystal Sews and Stuff here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. So I'll put the link to her channel as well as all the information and details on the Maxi Dress challenge in the description box below. So you could go over and check it out, and you can learn a little bit more about what I'm talking about in this video. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you over 10 patterns that are really quick sews. Most of these patterns I have sewn before, but there are a few that I have not sewn before. I went ahead and opened up the envelope and looked at the instructions and the pattern pieces that are required for each pattern to get an idea of how long it will take to sew that pattern. So for those patterns that I have not sewn, it's not set in stone that it's going to be around that 2-hour mark. I'm just going by my experience and also how many pattern pieces come in each pattern. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into the video, and I'm going to start by telling you what I'm wearing. So the top that I'm wearing is the brand new Simplicity S9469. So I just recently made this a variation of this. So I made variations CD, and this is the second variation that I've made, which is AB. So I really like the V neckline. It has ties on the front of the garment, as you can see here, and it's just a really nice top. I made an alteration to the sleeves, and I'll talk all about that in my Mother's Day reveal. So let's go ahead, get into the video, and let's talk about these patterns that are really quick sews that you can actually make for the hashtag Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. Okay, so as of the date of this video, you have about 3 to 4 days to complete a garment. If you have not completed a garment yet for the hashtag Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge, don't panic. There are patterns out there that you can actually make that are very simple, very easy, quick to sew patterns that falls under the guidelines for the Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first pattern, which is the Simplicity S9469. That's the pattern that I just recently made, and this is the top that I have on. So you have 4 different variations of a top. Check my recent review of it if you want to know more about it. Also, check out Alex's YouTube channel. She has a sew along for this particular pattern. She goes by Mason Lifestyle here on YouTube, and on Instagram she goes by A Mason Lifestyle. So check her out. She has a full sew along, really great detail oriented sew along that will help you complete this project. I also recommend the Simplicity S9550, which is a Midi style pattern. She also has sew-alongs on her channel. She usually puts sew-alongs for everything that she designs. So every pattern that comes out, she usually has a sew-along for it. So check out her channel. You will see the sew-along for this one as well. As for Midi patterns, this is one of the easiest patterns that she has. There's another one on this list that I'll talk about later on, but this is one of the easiest patterns that I've seen out of Mimi's collections for Simplicity. So you have a top, which is a grown on sleeve top, so you don't have to do any insetting of sleeves or anything like that. You don't have to worry about sleeves. If you're a beginner and you want something stylish, this is a perfect top. It has an elastic that goes around the bottom of the waist for the top, and then you also put elastic in the sleeves as well. You have 2 neckline variations. One is an open back, the other one is a closed back. However, you do have a slit in the back of, I think it's variation A. You have a slit back there, but it's not deep at all, and it's very simple to make. I'll be doing a pattern review of both the top and the skirt. I made both of those recently, so stay tuned for that. She does also have a pair of shorts if you want this to count for the Maxi Dress Challenge, you would have to lengthen it quite a bit. So that's why I encourage you to make the skirt, which is view C, and it also comes with a sash if you want to add a sash to your garment. Next, I recommend the new Look N6605, which is another easy pattern. I'm pretty sure that they have some copies out there. I don't know if they're reproducing this the copy of the new Look N6605, but by all means, check your local Joann and Hobby Lobby stores. They may have copies of this. This is a pleated skirt, and the skirt, you have 4 different length variations, and you also have a sash that you can make in this particular pattern as well. You have an option to do the really long version, which is the maxi length version for this particular challenge. And you can also do, I believe, view C has a little bit of a length to it as well. I'm sorry, no, view C isn't in length. I meant view A. I'm sorry, view A also. But view A is just basically showing that you can actually put a border print on this particular fabric, or you could do a border print fabric, or you can put lace on your fabric to create a border. Sorry. So you have those options. I would also say that for those of you who are beginners who don't want to get into pleating, because there are quite a few pleats on the front of the garment, and it's only the front of the garment. You don't put pleats in the back. But there are about, I believe, 6 pleats, which is, I think, very friendly for an advanced beginner. But if you are a beginner and you don't know anything about sewing, I would say just put some gathering stitches in the front. That's what I did with my pre-pleated skirt that I just recently made. And you can definitely gather the top of your skirt instead of doing pleats. So that's always an option as well. But this is very easy, quick, simple 2-hour sew. You have optional pockets as well. So that's always a plus, because I love pockets in almost all my garments. I didn't put it in a pre-pleated skirt just simply because I didn't want to deal with that type of fabric, but the pockets are an option. Next, I would suggest doing the new Look N6691. This is a very easy pattern. If you want wide leg pants and you want to submit something like this for the Maxi Dress Challenge, I think this would be so cute and stylish. It has slits on the lower leg of the pants. You also have an elasticated waistband, and you also can make a sash to go on top of the elasticated waistband. I think it's really cute and simple. You only have a few pattern pieces, including the front, the back, the waistband, and then you also have the optional sash as well. So that's 4 pattern pieces. Very simple, very easy, a really good quick 2-hour sew. You can also make the McCalls Learn to Sew M8061. Now this is a pattern that has 5 different variations of a skirt. You have an elasticated waistband, you have different hem variations, but if you want to make something for the Maxi Dress Challenge and you want to make a maxi skirt, view D would be very perfect for this particular challenge. And if you don't want it long down to the floor, you can always alter the pattern so you can have a midi type skirt. So this would be very, very simple and easy. This is a Learn to Sew level 1. So this is for someone who has not really done any sewing at all. This would be very simple, easy, quick to sew. Definitely your 2-hour sew. So next, you can make the Butterick B6875. This is a really cute pullover top. This is a top that was just released in Butterick's spring collection. So this is a top that has a boat neckline. You have different neckline variations and sleeve variations. So you can make the variation that has the cutout up at the neckline, or you can make the variation that does not have a cutout at the neckline. You also have the option of putting little pleats next to that cutout, which is really nice. And for your sleeve variation, you can make the variation that is just a regular grown on sleeve that just hangs off of your shoulder, or you can make the variation where you can put elastic at the lower edge of the sleeve. Very cute. Definitely going to be your quick sew. If you want to make a really cool skirt that has panels, I would suggest Butterick B6772. This is a really cute pattern. It has, for view A, you have different slits on the side. So you have a side slit on the left and the right side of the dress, which I think is really cute. But you do have 6 panels, but you only have 4 pattern pieces. So it's going to be really simple and easy to cut out and simple and easy to sew together, because you only have, although you have 6 panels, you only have the 4 panel pieces, which includes the front skirt, the side front skirt, the back skirt, and the side back. This pattern does call for an invisible zipper, and that is going to go at the back. So you do have a zipper for your closure. So if that's something that you have not been able to manage just yet, if you're very new to sewing and you have not had a chance to be able to practice on zippers, you might not want to make this one. But if you're an advanced beginner and you want a really quick sew, I think this would be a perfect pattern. If you want to go a step further and include flounce on your dress, you can make view B. So that will add another pattern piece. So it will be 5 pattern pieces, but it still will be very quick and easy to sew. Next, I would suggest the Simplicity S9472, which is another pattern that came out in Simplicity's early spring collection. This is a pattern that has 4 different variations of a skirt. It is stated as an easy to sew pattern. You have 2 variations of a pleated skirt, which is views A and B. So the only difference between the 2 are length variations. You do have a waistband, and you also have a an invisible zipper that is going to be put on the side of the pattern. So an invisible zipper that is going to be on the side of the garment. So again, if you're not familiar with the zipper process, you might not want to select this pattern. You also have the option of doing view C and D. Now this version is actually a gathered skirt with a yoke. You also have your invisible zipper that's going on the side of the garment, but you don't have to do the pleated version if you don't want to deal with the pleats. I would say view C and D will be more along that 2-hour range. I think views A and B, the pleating sometimes can take quite a bit of time, but if you are gathering just a simple skirt, which does not seem like you're going to be doing a lot of gathering, I believe C and D would take about 2 hours to sew. So I have not made this one yet. This is one that is coming up on my sewing plans list, but I looked at all the pattern pieces and I definitely think this would be something that would be easy to sew quick. I told you all that another Mimi G pattern is coming up, and here is the Simplicity S9268. So this is a beautiful pattern that came out, I believe, in last spring's collection that I've been dying to make. I think this is going to be on my sewing plans list pretty soon. This is a pattern that is basically, you have 2 different patterns within the envelope. You have a halter top, and then you have these really nice billow pants. These pants will definitely be perfect for the Maxi Dress Challenge. You have an elasticated waistband that has about 3 channels that you're going to be creating. And then at the lower edge of the pant leg, you can also put elastic in the pants at the lower edge, which I think is really cute, and it creates like this bubble effect, or this like I said, billow type pant. So I think these will be very, very simple, easy to sew. You're only using elastic as your closure, and so it would be really easy to sew. You have your back pattern piece, your front pattern piece, and your waistband pattern piece. So this would definitely be a quick 2-hour sew if you're looking for a pair of pants to make. Lastly, if you want to make something with a beautiful statement collar, I would say go with the new Look N6707. This is a pattern that just recently came out. It has, I believe, 3 different variations of a button front top. You have this beautiful statement collar that has ruffles on the bottom of the collar. What I really like about this pattern is you don't have a stand-up collar. You don't have a band or a collar band or anything like that. You're just placing the collar around the neckline, and you're closing that off by putting your facings on your garment, so you have a nice clean finish edge. So I really like this pattern. I did a mock-up of this before I moved, about 3 or 4 weeks before I moved, but I wasn't able to keep up on you know, following through with making a final garment. But as soon as I pull that pattern out and I get all my mock-up pieces and things like that together, I will continue this project. Okay, everyone, so I know I just included a whole bunch of commercial patterns, but I wanted to also just put a few PDF patterns here for those of you who really love your PDF patterns. I think the Charlie Caftan by Closet Core Patterns will be such an easy pattern to sew, really quick and easy, just simply because you don't have any sleeves included within the pattern. You have different variations, but for the Maxi Dress Challenge, obviously you want to do the long maxi length version. You do have this little gathering that you're going to be doing like in the front, but I think it'll be really simple, very easy, because like I said, you don't have any sleeves or anything like that. You have your front, your back, and you also have your facing pieces. So really simple, easy pattern. I also would recommend the Vera top. This is a top that I was actually a tester for about a year ago. It has different sleeve variations. You do have a long sleeve, that's a billow sleeve. We are coming into the summer months, so you might not want to make that, but they do have an option to do like this bell sleeve, which would definitely be something that you can actually make for the Maxi Dress Challenge. This is a free pattern, so it's a free download. Definitely check out the Forget Me Not website. This is a Forget Me Not pattern. Check out their website, download that free pattern, and I think that this would be perfect for the Maxi Dress Challenge. This is a pattern for knits though, so just keep that in mind. I also think the Montana Midi dress by Style Arc would also be a really quick, easy sew. Again, no sleeves. You have your front bodice, your back bodice, and then you have your skirt front and back. So about 4 pattern pieces. It's a gathered skirt, also for knits. I also think the Paddington top by Peppermint magazine would be a good choice as well. This is also a free pattern. You have I believe buttons going down the center back of the top, but you have these really nice puffy sleeves with elastic at the bottom. You have a high boat neckline. Now I do think this would be about a 2-hour sew, but again, it has buttons going down the center back. So for those of you who are newer to sewing, you might not want to try this one just yet, just simply because, again, buttonholes, buttons. And then lastly, I would definitely recommend the Fotina top and dress. I hope I'm saying that right. By Alexis, and her shop is Fiber and Cloth Studio. She also has the Iris blouse, zero waist blouse. I really like both of these tops, and they both would fit into the Maxi Dress Challenge. The Fotina top and dress have like really nice big statement sleeves. You have a gathered neckline that has like a little band at the top of your neck. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful top. I really love it, and I'll put the link in the description box below. Everything that I mentioned today, I'll just go ahead, put it in the description box below. But I definitely like a lot of those PDF patterns as well. I'm hoping to get most of those on my sewing list for this year. But yeah, those are some really great patterns that you can sew up for the Maxi Dress Challenge. All right, everyone, so that does it for today's video. I hope you all stay creative and have a happy sewing week. Bye.